Hello, friends. So if you're watching this today, many of you are trying to manifest your SP back, and you're probably told that detachment is the key. And I know if you're like all of us, you've been trying, you've been deleting their contact information, you've been blocking them, white knuckling, trying not to contact them, and nothing is happening. Or you feel like all the 3D is showing you that the signs are getting worse. I want to tell you why detachment is not what you think it is. And the version of detachment that many of you are practicing is actually pushing your SP or your love interest farther away. So hello. Welcome to Make Miracles Manifest. I'm Brooke-Sidney. I'm your favorite mindset and manifestation coach. And if you're new to me, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. You are in for a treat. Today we are talking about the second part in our series about how to manifest your SP back, how I've manifested my SP back. And we're talking about really the power of detachment. If you didn't watch the first video, go and watch the first video now because it's actually setting up this series. And I do want to say, for those of you that are like, I'm not manifesting an SP, I'm not even trying to manifest love. What I want to say is tune in. These laws, these rules, these tips, these strategies, this technology, that's how I see manifestation. It works for no matter what you're trying to manifest, whether it's an SP, whether it's more money, a new job, a house, a vacation, or, and better yet, a new identity. It works no matter what. I'm just diving into the SP, the love interest, because many of you have asked for more of that content from me. And I'm happy because it's in line with my life as well. I also want to say that I'm walking you through this series in a particular way. Once all of them are out, and I'm guessing it's going to be about 10 videos that I've plotted out, I would love for you to watch them in order. The order matters. I want to make sure you understand some of the core foundational truths, the core foundational identity and mindset shifts until you skip ahead into the technologies or the specific tactics. I want you to understand foundation first, strategies second. So I think the perfect place to begin is to talk about what detachment is not. We can kind of reframe a lot of the thoughts and beliefs about what you think detachment is. First of all, it's not pretending not to care, right? It's not being a fake self or trying to even suppress our feelings. That is not detachment. That's actually a recipe for you to continue spiraling and wondering where your manifestation is. And it's like pitting you against you in not a good way. Number two, this goes right along with it. It's not blocking your feelings. That's not the goal here. One of the things that we know, especially those of you that practice law of assumption, Neville Goddard, is that the feeling is the secret. Our feeling, or even if you practice law of attraction, our feelings or emotions are our guidance system. They're giving us information about what we are manifesting, what we're thinking about, and how it is affecting us, right? It's letting us know on that emotional, that deep scale, what we are currently in the moment creating, or what we have created by what we're seeing in the 3D. So the goal of detachment is not to suppress your feelings. Third, it's not giving up, right? I think a lot of people think that letting go or surrender and all of these things is giving up. No, detachment is not getting up. It is how we are detached to it. It's how we're thinking about it, and I'm going to get to it in a moment. And fourth, it's obviously not saying you don't want them when you truly want them. Again, our goal is not to lie to ourselves. Our goal is not to lie to ourselves or not be who we are. Our goal is to evolve who we are, evolve how we think. And in this case, we're going to learn how to practice true detachment. So let's talk about what detachment actually is. Because I feel like once you understand detachment, again, it doesn't matter what you're manifesting. It doesn't matter if you're manifesting a person, a relationship, or more money. When you understand how your energy, how your thoughts, and your kind of your emotional anchoring to the manifestation, then that's when you get your power back. So the first thing is that it's wanting without needing it, right? So often we have become emotionally dependent on whatever we think that we want because we all know that it's not actually a thing that we want. It's the way that something makes us feel. In this case, we're talking about a relationship or a person, but even if it's just a new job, the prestige, a new car, whatever it is, we're wanting it because it makes us feel a certain way. But the key to detachment is wanting it without needing it. Second, especially in this case, I feel like love, it's so much easier. We want to be loving it without spiral, right? To know how to love without spiraling, to know how to love without losing ourselves, to know love without become again. That's our emotions are anchored into this person and into this relationship. Or if we take it past relationships again, into the money, into the version of ourselves, like, once you have truly detached, you know that it is for you. You don't spiral. You don't go there. You don't need to go there. You're solid. That's what we're trying to do. Third, detachment is actually knowing without checking, which is another way of saying what I just said. You trust what you are manifesting, and you don't have to keep checking the 3D. You trust that it's happening. You trust that you're not going to miss it. When it shows up, you don't have to worry. It is going to be apparent that your manifestation is here. And the last one that I think is really critical, especially in love, is that we can desire without self-abandoning. I think the self-abandoning, losing our own self-respect, going against what we actually promised ourselves, how we were going to treat ourselves, how the person has to come back in, how we'd like our new selves and our new relationship to show up. When we know deep down that, like, whether for whatever reason the relationship ended, or for whatever reason you don't have the manifestation, be it an SB, be it money, be it whatever, you are not allowing yourself to put that want, that desire, that love, that SB, that money on a pedestal above yourself. You're not desiring it more than you. So next, let's talk about why your lack of detachment, we'll call it that, or your attachment is actually repelling your SP. Or another way of saying it is why your attachment is actually blocking this manifestation. First, the way that you're energetically approaching this is that it's keeping you in waiting energy. I've talked about this before. If you are still waiting on something, if you are still thinking of it as out there, if you are still focused on the fact that you don't have it, you're in waiting energy. You're not in I have it energy. It is coming energy. I know I have it. I know it's mine. That is actually pushing it away. You're pushing it down the road. You're pushing it into the future. You're not bringing it into the now. You're not becoming the person that has it now. Second, and I think this one is very subtle, but this is a big shift if you get it. Your attachment to that SP, to that person, or, to the money or whatever, you are making the 3D, your lack of having it, your lack of not having this manifestation and not being that person yet. You're giving that the emotional authority. In other words, inside of you, your emotions are anchored to. They're surrounded by this manifestation. They're not governed by yourself. They're governed by the 3D, whether you have it or don't have it, whether the person is texting back or not, whether the person is calling you, right? You are letting that 3D, the 3D, whatever it is, be your authority, right? You need to make the 3D subservient to you. Put yourself back on the pedestal. The 3D or the outside world cannot be running your inner. You need to regain emotional authority, and that is called detachment. And kind of a further underlining, when you attach to your manifestation this way, you're attaching to the identity again of not having it. You are the person that doesn't have it, right? If we're waiting, we don't have it. If we're putting it on the pedestal, we don't have it. If we're giving it all the emotional authority in our life, we don't have it. So once you securely attach, right, to yourself, to your goals, to your identity, to working on yourself and not letting the 3D shake you off of your throne, decenter you in your own life, that's how you manifest what you want. Because obviously You are in control of yourself. You are in control of your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, and your feelings. So you take your power back when you become your own emotional authority. And at that point, right, when you are in charge of your feeling as the secret, then you have become the person who has your manifestation. Let's talk really quickly and simply about how to practice detachment. First off, stop checking the 3D. Like I said earlier, you're not going to miss it. Part of becoming the person that has it is that you know that it's a part of your life. You know that it's in your energy. You know that it's coming. It's in your flow. It is happening for you. You don't need to check. Just like every morning, you know your clothes are in the closet. You know you're going to work. You know your car's in the garage. You don't need to keep checking the things that you know are yours, the things that you know that are aligned with you. You just keep going. Second, you stop making silence mean rejection. And this is so appropriate in the love sense, right? Just because you're not hearing from them, just because they're not texting back, it doesn't mean that things are not working. Remember, the how it's happening, what's going on in the background, that's not your business. So don't make it mean something about who you are. Don't make a silence have any sort of meaning about who you are, what your worth is, self-esteem, none of that. Allow yourself to focus on your business, the things that you can control, things we've just been talking about, your emotional authority, how you think about yourself, where you're spending your time, all of that. That should be the priority. That is how we properly detach. The other thing is stop asking everybody for reassurance. Stop looking, again, this is all about the 3D. Stop spending so much of your energy and time and emotions on the outside. And I feel like that comes into number 4. Start pouring that energy back into you. Redirect your energy back to your life, your friends, your self-concept, your business, your job, your goals, right? Do not make this one goal of getting them back, the SP, even love, right? Or even money. Don't make this one thing the center of your life. Don't make it bigger than you, right? Balance it out. Have a healthy attachment or detachment from this. Let's talk about some detachments, affirmations, and ASKfirmations that you can do in the meantime. This is the actual work. The first affirmation that I love is, I can desire this and be whole now. I can desire this and be whole now. Second, I can love them and choose me. I can love them and choose me. And third, I trust this without needing to control it. I trust this without needing to control this. And you can flip all of those around into ASKfirmations, especially if you're feeling some resistance. So the first one can be like, why can I desire this now? And I'm also whole now. Like, why is it working so well for me to have this desire while I'm also completely whole and in love and accepting of myself? Why can I love them and choose me? Why is it so easy to love them and love myself? Or why is it so easy to trust it and not worry about trying to control it? Why is it so easy for me to feel so at home with this manifestation goal, to feel so at peace with all that it is? Why is it so easy for me to know that this is all working out for me? These are some key affirmations and ASKfirmations for you to focus your thoughts on and to kind of reframe the way that you're thinking about this manifestation, as well as detachment, so that you can truly, I feel like, have some emotional peace and emotional authority while you are manifesting this goal. And I also want to add this, from an energetic level, there's many reasons why that, this spiraling, this energy can actually repel your SP. Now I'm talking specifically about this SP energy, this person on the other side that can actually feel your energy too. Here's what most teachers won't tell you. Attachment is actually information. When you're attached, especially when you're insecurely attached or anxiously attached, your nervous system is low-key in panic. Your energy is reaching, grasping, you're monitoring, you're trying to control. And many would say, energetically, your SP can feel that even from a distance. That's why a lot of times when we talk about like cutting cords or cutting the energy, the person comes back because they feel that energetic release. So think about the energy that you are putting out, the energy that you are giving and receiving, because if you are grasping and pulling, they may feel that and actually go the other way. It will repel their energy the other way. The irony or the paradox here is often the second you stop needing them is the moment they feel comfortable coming back. And it's not because you tricked them or controlled them, but it's because your nervous system has finally relaxed. Their nervous system can actually relax. The need, that heaviness is gone. So now you are appearing and showing up as the version of you where your energy feels good again. It's light. It will be magnetic and attractive. And more importantly, it is now fully supporting you. So the final thing I want to leave you with too is for those of you that are having a hard time with thinking about detaching from their SP or even from your manifestation goal, don't think of it about as this big detachment from your SP in terms of like not loving them anymore, not caring anymore, any of that. Think about it as securely attaching to yourself. To me, that is the entire teaching. That's bringing back your emotional authority. That's not letting the 3D be the boss of you, not letting yourself spin out of control, not abandoning yourself so that you can try to get someone else back. Every time you feel the urge to reach out for them, reach out to yourself instead. Your work, your friends, your body, your art, your creativity, all of these other goals, right? It's not what happens. I see so often is that everyone puts this one goal, this one person, this one thing above everything else. You have put that on the manifestation pedestal. You have put that at the center of your life. No, the person who has the relationship, the person who has the money, it's not at the center of their life. It is a part of their life. It's a part of who they are. It's not all of who they are. So the moment you bring that energetically and emotionally and intellectually into balance, that's when it appears. You need to become the most interesting person in your own life first. And then reality, universe, God, however you look at it, rearranges it around the woman or the man who has chosen themselves. So remember, this is part 2 or video 2 of this series about manifesting your SP. In the next video, we're going to talk about self-concept because detachment is the door and self-concept is what walks you through. You cannot detach from someone or even something that you don't believe you are worthy of. So that's where we're going in the next video. Subscribe so you don't miss when it drops. Drop a comment below and let me know how that resonated. Let me know your ahas. And of course, for those of you that know you need some help, whether it's through understanding these foundational manifestation truths, help with detaching, manifesting SP, or something else, make sure you book a one-on-one call. I'll see you in the next video.